Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. So, hi everyone. I'm Alyssa Nicoll. I am the Angular developer advocate for the Kendo UI team. And today on Code It Live, we have with us Kaya. Kaya, would you like to introduce yourself for those few people who don't know you?
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Kaya. I'm 18 and I'm here on Code It Live as the Progress Software Scholarship winner. And I'm really excited to be here and just chat with everyone.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome, welcome. Wow, it's August already. We were talking about that before stream. I can't believe it's almost fall and sweater weather.
Time is flying by.
So this summer, I heard that you were a part of that. Really, it was like this past month, wasn't it? That you were part of the CSSI program. So that's what we're going to be talking about today on stream. So do we know what CSSI stands for?
So it's Google CSSI, which stands for Google Computer Science Summer Institute.
Awesome. And it was supposed to be in person, right?
Yes, it was supposed to be in person, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So whenever it's in person, is it always a month long as well?
I believe so. I believe it's a month long.
And so first of all, how do you even get into a program for people who are interested or who have never heard of it?
Yeah, so for anyone who's interested, I believe the application was due around December or maybe January. So you'll have to double check the date. But just Google Computer Science Summer Institute application, and there's an application. You answer a few essay questions. It's not too difficult. I would definitely recommend applying. Anyone who is a rising senior in high school can apply.
Okay. And so how many people were in it with you, alongside you?
So there were several cohorts. So that was like your class. So my class had about 25 kids, and then there were several classes.
And so it's a month-long program and it's revolving around computer science. What specifically is it, like lectures or projects, or what do you do?
Yeah, so I'll talk about my experience with the online version because I think
Right.
they did have to adjust the program for it being online. But we do JavaScript and it's completely, you don't need any coding knowledge. So there was a really big range of coders there. So some people had never coded ever before. That's why I encourage everyone to apply because you don't need to you don't have to take computer science in high school in order to do this program. But yeah, so they start at the basics and then go all the way up to like a pretty advanced ways like forms so that you can like code a game. So I made for my final project Fruit Ninja,
Oh,
and
no
it's like
way.
yeah, and it looks, I sent it to someone and I was like, hey, what do you think? And they're like, whoa, you made this? This looks exactly like Fruit Ninja, and it's like totally functional. So yeah, definitely recommend. So I guess the format, I can talk a bit about it. So we did like a 1 hour class. So we did live coding with a teacher, and she shared her screen, and we'd have our code on our own computers, following along with her.
Were you just
And then
in like VS Code or some sort of like application?
it was just on Glitch. So
Okay.
we used Glitch. So that was 1 hour every day. And then right after that 1 hour, we would have a 1 hour practice time. So then we would be paired with someone, and one person would drive and the other would like talk through the problem, and we'd just build on whatever we did in class.
So that was like every day was that format?
Yes. So for me, I had every day from 2 to 4 p.m.
And was it nerve-wracking pairing with someone like that, or was it totally fine?
It honestly wasn't that nerve-wracking. I mean, maybe the first day we were like, oh, what are we doing? This is like new, but we were both new to it, to like coding with another person. So by the end, like we all had the hang of it. And what was great is you're paired with someone randomly every day. So you kind of get to know everyone in your class.
I like
and,
how you think that's great. I'm like, oh, that sounds so stressful.
So one time they used some sort of randomizer, but for 1 week I was with the same person 3 days in a row. So I don't know what the odds are that. Someone will have to calculate it.
Yeah. So then you just take turns driving. So that afternoon, either one of you would, or you'd like split it in half.
I did both because sometimes either of us was cool with driving. In general, the teacher told us that whoever's unsure of their code, whoever's feeling a little iffy about the lesson should drive. So they're the ones actually typing and getting like the thorough practice in. And whoever was not driving would be, suggesting what to write and like thinking through the logic and all that.
So what made you decide on Fruit Ninja as your final project? That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was matched. So the final project was in pairs again. So the entire last week we were making these projects. So I was matched, and like just why this program was so cool. I was matched with this kid from New Orleans, Louisiana. Like I would never meet him otherwise, but then I was able to meet and collaborate for an entire week with someone. And he's really interested in games. So he was like, oh, let's look at like some game ideas. And I was like, oh, what about Fruit Ninja? I used to play that all the time when I was a kid. So I went ahead with that.
Awesome. And so everything you said was JavaScript.
Yes. Yeah. JavaScript.
And so the first 3 weeks was this lecture pair coding format. And then the last week was just solid for your project?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So do we have it to see? Could we show it off at some point? Yeah.
For sure. I can share my screen, right?
Yes, you should be able to share it, and then I can add it to the stream.
All right.
Woo. There we go.
All right, you can see?
Yeah.
All right, hopefully you can hear the music because we did add audio to it. But I'll go ahead and play. So my partner name was Gabe, and that's me. We did little ninja things with the computer. But, yeah. All right, let's play.
All right. I lost your stream.
No.
What? Why? Why did your screen go away?
Let's try again.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my goodness. This is awesome. Wait, so it's actually, can we go to Towering Phase Woodpecker glitch.me? Oh, very nice. So I actually have zero experience with glitch.
Mm-hmm.
So in browser coding platform that you can pair code on, I'm assuming, does it like live update?
Oh, yes. So you can click share right here and you can invite others to edit.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. And then you're also running it from glitch, right? Since it was a URL. Okay.
You just click show and then you can put it like in the next window.
That's awesome. I totally will use this in the future. I did not know about it. I've used things like CodePen and StackBlitz, but I've never heard of glitch. Very cool.
Yeah. It was also my first time using glitch. But then we would, basically, if someone was, for my project, we mostly just collaborated. Like we had a Google Meet going so we could talk to each other, but we both saw on our own screens what each of us was doing. And like my partner would be like, okay, I'm going to work on this function. You work on this function, that kind of thing. Okay. But during the code pairing or pair programming, usually one person would share their screen and then that would be the driver like coding along.
Oh, okay. So even though it updates live, you would still do screen share?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So I didn't know if you want to walk us through just like a quick overview of the
Sure.
code. That'd be fun to look at.
Sure. Yeah, so here we just have declaring some things. This is all of the sounds. So this is in JavaScript, you have to load the sound, and we'd have all of the stuff here in assets. So we did all the images, the logo, and then these are all the sounds.
I'm loving Glitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know that you could do all of this with it, so I'm just really impressed. Okay.
This was also my first time using Glitch. I hadn't heard of it before.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Use Canvas. That's awesome.
Yep. So just creating the canvas, setting stuff up. Also for high scores, we saved it in the cookies. So you can reset that if you want to reset your high score.
Oh, this is awesome. And then the fruit types.
Yep.
And do you like randomly throw up a fruit?
Yes. Yep. So this is all in an array. And like you have the image, the type, or the name, the width, height, score, the splatter. So that was what was like going on the back of the screen, and then the sound. And it would even be like a medium-sized fruit would have a different sound than a small fruit.
Oh my gosh. The details. I love it.
Yeah. So lots of fruit. And then we also have a bomb. I don't think it showed up, or maybe I just didn't hit it when I played, but there is a bomb, and if you hit it, the game ends. So yeah, this is just loading like the main menu image, the game is over, setting the score to 0 and lives to 3. And then just getting all of the splatters to show. And the sound. Oh, I can show you the physics function. So that's what makes it like look very realistic. This we use collide point rect, which is a library in P5 for the collisions with the mouse.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you both did this in a week. That's amazing.
Yeah. We did it in 4 days actually. So we did Monday through Thursday, and then we presented it on Friday.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so like legit, was yours the best one out of all the projects? Because it's looking pretty awesome.
I thought everyone had really great ones. A big range of like projects. One group was like, I actually love, do you know Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
One of my favorite shows. So one group did Avatar themed 2048 slide. And then they also did a version of like tech companies. So they had like Google as 2048 because it was Google CSSI.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Another person, this one was probably more practical. Another person made a Chrome extension where if you were touching your face, it would like play this really funny song that was like, "Don't touch your face." Don't touch your face. And
oh, that is so funny.
Yeah. And I guess the point was, amidst the coronavirus pandemic, it's better not to touch your face if you've been outside. So that was the whole idea behind it. I thought it was super clever. The only thing is, I don't know if I want my camera looking at me all day.
I also don't really want to know how many times I touch my face. It's probably not a healthy amount.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is so cool. I am really, really impressed. And 4 days to boot.
Yeah. I mean, we had a lot of collaboration. We were just like, we'd do 2 hours every day, and those 2 hours were like focus time. Like, 100%.
Did you like work at night on it at all, or was it only when pairing?
We only did it when pairing. So we like just stick to the normal time. But I know a lot of people did run through issues and have to like code for like 8 hours the day before. Okay,
so the chat is telling us to hydrate, and also GeoLit is saying they're your biggest fan. So
thank you, GeoLit_. Someone asked, what is CSSI? I don't know if you heard, but It's Google Computer Science Summer Institute. So if you're a rising senior in high school, you should definitely Google it and look when the applications due sometime in December or January. And you don't need any coding experience, but it helps if you do. And you can spend some time in the summer coding and learning, which is definitely really helpful if you're going into CS for college.
And for those who are just joining, can you show the rendered version of the game? So she and partner created Fruit Ninja. Yeah, I saw the bombs that time. That's awesome.
Yeah. Also, every 20 fruit, the game gets a little bit harder.
Oh, because it's not hard enough. Like seriously, I was like, I'd be dead already. So sorry, I was reading chat. So yes, so you are going to school this fall.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right? Hydrate. So where are you going?
Mm-hmm.
And is it in person?
So I'm going to Columbia, which is in New York City. So unfortunately, that is not the best place for the pandemic. But they are letting freshmen and sophomores on campus in the fall and juniors and seniors in the spring. So
wow, that's a really interesting way of doing it. And then it's online for the other half?
Yes, yeah, it's online for the other half. The whole point is to reduce density so that there's not going to be as many people in the dorms, not as many people have to share bathrooms, etc. So most classes are kind of like a hybrid format. So a lot of it will be online, especially I'm in the engineering school at Columbia. So a lot of the classes are really big classes for first years, physics, CS, math. That's like a big lecture hall. So I think what they're doing, and I'm not exactly sure, is they might do like a rotation of like 40 kids come to class one day, the rest take it online, 40 kids come to class the other day, that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, so you said you're going to the College of Engineering? And
yes.
Has this experience with the CSSI program, I know it was only a month long, but has it changed any direction that you want to go in or inspired anything for you?
I knew I always wanted to go into CS, so I think it just solidified that, and it was definitely really fun and great practice. So yeah, nothing didn't really change my direction, just kind of like emphasized it. Another great thing about CSSI, and I guess maybe the perk of it being online, was I was able to talk to a lot of people. I didn't create it. Someone else created like an avatar watch party every weekend after we finished class. So I got to meet like some great group of friends. I even found out like a few of them live pretty close to me. So
really? That's awesome.
After this, we can all go into Boston, get some bubble tea or something like that. Yeah, it's so cool just to meet people, like people going to Brown, people going to school in California, people from Louisiana. Like, that's very exciting. Oh, I even talked to someone who was in Taiwan.
That is amazing. Yeah. I wonder what the time zone is like. Was it crazy for them?
It was exactly 12 hours.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But she was in a different cohort, so her class time was different than mine.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't 2 a.m. Yeah. Hopefully not.
That would have been crazy. I can't imagine waking up at 2 a.m. I think maybe if I had class at 2 a.m., I might just stay up till 2
a.m. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you because I'd just be laying in bed thinking about class anyway. So I went to Full Sail University in Florida near Orlando, and it was a around the clock school. And so there were occasionally some like 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. lectures, and it was kind of bizarre. And they went by months. So every month you would have 2 new classes. And so you might have like a 2 a.m. lecture and then a 5 p.m. lecture. And so it was just, yeah, it was really bizarre. And every month you got used to a new schedule. So
I mean, I guess that works if you want a lot of like different experiences, always changing. Yeah.
Well, I am so excited about your fall. I'm hoping that it just goes amazing. I know it's going to be odd juggling random in class, out of class, online.
Yeah, it's not going to be the freshman experience. It's not going to be normal, but I think just going into it with a positive outlook is just the best thing to do at this point, and just make the most of it, try to make some friends. But there's always next year to meet everyone in person and all that.
No, for sure. And I'm so glad that they thought of a way to balance it and bring, like, even if it is only part-time for classes, because I think it would just be such a shame for like the campus to be like, I'm imagining like tumbleweeds and, like no one there.
Deserted.
Oh, so we had a question for you. We were thinking if you were to write another application, what might you write?
Ooh, that's an excellent question. Would it be like a game or anything?
Anything.
I mean, some of the other ideas that we had game-wise, like we're thinking of doing Doodle Jump, Water Boy Lava Girl is like an old on like coolmathgames.com if you ever went on that as a kid. That was like
no, but I need to look this up.
Yes. Or like Animal Crossing. There's a library in P5 that changes the screen based on the weather in your area, so it draws your location and like will reflect in that area. So making like an Animal Crossing that'll adjust to where you are was another idea that I was thinking of.
So I hadn't actually heard of P5 before this. I'm looking it up right now. It's a JavaScript library for creative coding. The focus on making coding accessible to artists, designers, educators. So there's a bunch of different libraries underneath P5?
Yes. Yeah. And that's like where I got the collide function and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can just import those libraries into your JavaScript.
Oh, yeah. Someone was saying they thought it was a text editor. No, yeah. It looks like it's a JavaScript library. But the text editor that she was using is called Glitch, which again, if you're new to the chat, we were talking about it earlier, but I hadn't heard of it before. Now looks really, really cool. It's kind of like an upgraded, elevated version of maybe like StackBlitz, because there's like lots of pair coding options too. So very cool. Well, let's see. I'm looking in chat. Please let us know if you have any questions for Kaya.
Yeah. Ask questions. College. High school. Apply to college.
Oh my goodness. And the CSSI. See, I feel like I'm putting way too many S's in it. I just keep going and I'm like, oh, the Computer Science Summer Institute program. Can't mess that one up. But yeah, is there anything else, Kaya, that you wanted to talk about or to show off while we have you on stream? And thank you, by the way, for joining. This has been fun.
Of course. I'm having so much fun. I'm thinking of it as a TV show. Chat. That is funny. CSSI.
Yeah. Everyone keeps talking about Script Kitty. Did you mention Script Kitty?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay. Someone else mentioned that. I was like, wait, was that brought up? Okay. Oh, well, very cool. I think that we covered all of the subject matter, but seriously, Kaya, I love streaming with you. So if you ever want to jump on again, I would absolutely be your co-streamer. So
of course, I would love to. I thank you so much for having me. This was such a blast.
And if you're in the chat and you or a friend is an upcoming senior, rising senior, check out the CSSI program. I think she said that the deadline is around winter time. So check it out. cool.
And if people want to like reach out to me for advice or anything like that, feel free.
Yes.
Let me think of how you can reach out to me, kayadorogi@gmail.com.
And you're also on the Twitters, right? I think
I'm also on Twitter. Tweet at me, Kaya Dorogi, just my name.
Made it simple for everybody.
It's easy because there aren't that many Kayas out there, or Kaya Dorogis.
Oh, yeah. So that would be so. You get on Twitter and you're like, really? That's taken.
that would be upsetting.
Well, very cool. Just to recap, someone was asking about the program. So it is a computer science program for seniors who are transitioning from high school to college. And usually it's in person at Google, and they teach you JavaScript, and they have lectures and then pair coding throughout the month. And then at the very end, there is a project week that you work together. And Kaya's project was building Fruit Ninja, which we saw earlier. So hopefully that was a good recap for those who just joined. So
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, I think that is all. But again, check out Kaya I don't want to mispronounce it. Dorogi?
Dorogi, that's perfect.
Awesome. On the Twitters for more questions. And we will see you all later.
All right. Bye, everyone.